Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Every European country explained in 30 minutes.
So, you watching this
Every-
might think of Europe
Yes.
as a conglomerate of gunless, healthy, walkable, city-dwelling, public transport-riding liberals, and you, my friend, would be correct. That's right, baby. We already did America, so it's time to bully our friends across the pond. Starting with Albania. Now, I want you to ask yourself, do you know any Albanians? Now, if you're sitting there like, I don't know, I mean, maybe I do. I've never really asked, then you definitely don't. They make it very clear. It's like a personality trait for them over there. I mean, this very well could be the most patriotic group of individuals on the face of the earth. They be
Wow.
repping the flag everywhere. I mean, we got Instagram bios,
That's
chains,
true.
the little hand bird signal thing that they do. No, we for real
I
got
feel like,
country.
but the only person I didn't know who was that's Albanian, is Dua Lipa.
I think she's Kosovan. Kosovan
I thought she
Albania.
was from Albania.
I'm not
know.
sure. Yeah, something like that.
Gang signs before GTA 6. No? Aside from being patriotic, Albania is known for its old communist bunkers, which are spread all throughout the country for some reason. It's actually insane. There's like hundreds of thousands of them. Albania is also famously one of the only majority Muslim countries in Europe. And, what's that? You said Dua Lipa's from Albania. Is that right? I might need a second. Alright, you know what? Maybe if this video does as well as the
So
States
I guess
video,
you're right.
we can make something happen. I don't know. Also, God forbid you bring up
vaguely remember.
the nation of Serbia in front of one of these guys. As for why, you can look that up.
'Cause she
yourself.
never said
Just taking a
anything,
pure guess
really.
here, I'm gonna assume that probably about 30% of you guys watching this haven't even heard of this little nation before, and really, I can't even blame you. Just like you uncultured guys probably haven't even heard of Lichtenberg. Huge country, absolutely massive, almost as massive as something else. I can't really remember right now.
Low taper fade. Dude, it is still massive.
Anyway, there's probably a pretty good chance that the city you live in right now is larger population-wise than this entire sovereign
Yes, it
nation
is.
Andorra is basically like a little independent ski resort wedged between France and Spain. And they live in a constant identity crisis as Moldova's little twin. They've got like nothing else in common, by the way. They just kind of have the same flag. I guess they both have white people. I don't know. Austria. Austria really is just like a little snack-sized Germany. That is a pretty accurate, complete description of the country. I mean, they've got castles,
Ooh.
beer, Lederhosen, beer, Oktoberfest, beer. Did I mention they like beer? And my big back ass has always thought Austria looks like a big old chicken drumstick thing. So there's that too. Belarus. Belarus, much like Austria, is also kind of like a little copy-pasted version of its much larger neighbor. Except instead of being like Germany, Belarus is like a copy and paste of Russia. And really, that's it. That's Belarus for you. This dude has been their president since 1994. First president. Yes, my friends, it is 2025, and bro has been there since the start of the country. I mean, that is like some unparalleled unk status right there. He looked like this when he became president, and yeah, he still got that comb-over thing going on. And look at that luscious mustache. Anyway, Belgium. Belgium's like taking your off-brand France and Netherlands and like duct taping them together to make a new country, because why not? This is Europe. We're just doing anything now. Nonetheless, Belgium is fantastic, though. I mean, they've got fries, and they've got waffles. Apparently, it's all great until you get to the city of Charleroi, which yes, I did have to Google the pronunciation of that name for your information. But Charleroi is clowned on for being, I guess, one of the most depressing places on the face of the earth. And
Yeah, it
looking
looks
at the wealth,
sad.
You know, I guess they're really
It
not
looks
wrong. Belgium is
smoky.
also known for its
Oh, we need to react to like the video about that. I've never heard of it. What is that? Like, looks like a war abandoned city or something? Wow.
chocolate, and for doing some incredibly questionable things in Africa back in the day. We will not get into that. On a lighter note, though, I've actually been to Belgium myself. It's a pretty little country. Got to eat that sucker in Brussels. If you eat that every day, you're going straight to the Zekin house. Bosnia and Herzegovina. I need to know immediately who drew this border. I mean, it was probably a Croatian, let's be honest. They gave him 12 miles of coast, and the rest went to Croatia's boomerang-looking ass. See, me personally, as Bosnia, I'm not letting that slide under any account, but you know me. I mean, I don't let things slide at all. Nothing gets past me. I think. Just like Albania, Bosnia also has a major Muslim population at over 50%. I feel like dudes in Bosnia would be the type to buy an old BMW before, like, food. You know, I don't know why. I just pulled that out of nowhere, but maybe it's true. Let me know in the comments. Bulgaria. Bulgaria makes...
In Eastern Europe, for whatever reason, the BMWs are very valued. Like, Beamers are the thing. I don't know why, but that's just how it is.
me think of giant weightlifters and hairy-chested taxi drivers. This is the first image that comes to mind when I think of Bulgaria, so you could probably see where I got that impression. Bulgaria, interestingly, uses the Cyrillic alphabet a lot like Ukraine and Russia do, and is considered a Slavic nation like those two as well. Bulgaria also has a strong folk culture, and sometimes you'll get to see people dressing up all fancy like this. Very nice. Croatia. Croatia's just eating Bosnia. You know, we've already established this. It's absolutely brutal. So let me explain something to you, okay? And I got a text message. Croatia and Slovenia are like the two rich kids of the ex-Yugoslavia family. You know, these are the kids who like started buying Bitcoin, drop shipping, they had glow-ups. That's basically these two. Croatia really is quite developed given its communist history, and that's pretty impressive. A lot of people have started visiting Croatia too, which is a good sign. You know, you don't really see people visiting like Moldova, for example. That was such a stray. I'm sorry, Moldova, you didn't deserve that. But overall, Croatia is known for its pretty beaches, old towns, and apparently good seafood. So probably gonna have to stop over there someday. I don't know. Cyprus. Cyprus is actually split north and south with the...
I think he failed to mention the whole Game of Thrones that was filmed there. That's why all the tourism is. I think that's important.
The Turkish Cypriots living in the north and the Greeks living in the south. It's kind of a long story. They probably don't want to talk about it. I actually decided to ask ChatGPT what I could say about Cyprus, and it came up with, it's the perfect place to sunbathe, explore ancient tombs, and ponder why there's a UN buffer zone right in the middle of the capital. Who knew paradise came with checkpoints? That seems kind of dark, no? Also, has anyone noticed Cyprus looks kind of like a little USA? Like, you know, you got a little Florida down there and a little northeast up here. No? I just need to touch grass? All right, I got it. The Czech Republic. The Czech Republic has to be one of the most underrated countries in Europe. I mean, look at this. And this. And this too. I have no idea what I just showed you, but editing me, put something.
Wasn't the other guy that we did? He rated Prague as like #1 city in Europe. I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Have I ever been to the Czech Republic to know that? No.
Or
but
Czech
I mean,
as
the
the
idea of fried
#1
cheese
country.
sounds
Something
pretty
like
freaking
that.
good to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how we haven't adopted this over here in the United States yet. I mean, that seems like the kind of ship we'd be the first to hop on. Well, actually, you know what? We do got the mozzarella stick.
What is the show?
No, but I mean, the idea of fried cheese.
Oh, fried
fried
cheese.
cheese.
Oh, but we've seen that
Yeah,
in Greece
yeah.
too.
Sounds pretty freaking good to me. I don't know how we haven't adopted this over here in the United States yet. I mean, that seems like the kind of ship we'd be the first to hop on.
Maybe.
Well, actually, you know what? We do got the mozzarella sticks, so maybe we already did that. The Czechs are known for producing Skodas, which, you know, if you're from the United States like me, I can almost guarantee you've never heard of this GTA 5 looking brand. But I assure you, it does exist. But the Czech Republic, or, you know, Czechia, as they want us to call it now, all informal, you know. I'm the Czech Republic, but you can call me Czechia. Yeah, because none of us call France like the French Republic, right? I guess it makes sense. But anyway, I'm still going to call it the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic is a nice little blend of Eastern and Western Europe put together. That's probably why they call it Central Europe. That actually makes a lot of sense. The Czechs are also known for really liking beer, like a lot. Kind of a common theme I'm noticing in
More
this
than
part of the
Germany?
world. Denmark. There are about two things that come to mind when I think of Denmark, and that would be Vikings and Greenland. Greenland is a territory of Denmark, and as I'm sure you've seen, has been in the news a little bit recently for probably the first time ever. I mean, there's about 12 people living there. You know, I'm just gonna bet Trump probably wants Greenland so bad because he's only seen this map of it. Mercator projection, oldest trick in the book. I tell you, yes, sure, it is bigger than Africa. We'll go with that. Also, I just looked it up. Danishes are not from Denmark. That's pretty freaking disappointing. But they redeemed themselves because they created Lego
Vienna.
to the detriment of feet and hardwood floors across the world. Estonia. Despite being a former communist Soviet country, Estonia has one of the freest economies in the world now. Do you care? Probably not, but it's kind of cool. Estonia also happens to be my Google background. That you definitely don't care about, but I need to make this video longer, so I'm putting it in anyway. The Estonians also must like the internet because apparently electronic voting is pretty popular over there. And
He's from there.
No, I think Google automatically puts whatever pictures. Yeah.
And they created Skype. Listen, like 15 years ago, all of your jaws would have been on the floor right now, trust me. I also really like their flag for some reason. It's just very pleasant to look at. I feel like it fits them well. Finland. So this here is a map of every public sauna in Finland. As you can tell, they just absolutely love getting a bunch of hot, sweaty, half-naked men in the same small, steamy wooden room. I'm sorry for that visual. Finland has a history of strength through the many wars that they fought and through creating Nokia. Nokias are the pinnacle of the whole, they don't build them like they used to thing, you know what I mean? And to be clear, we're talking about the Nokias from like 20 years ago, because ain't nobody buying this new that I can tell you. Allegedly, there are stories.
Do they still make Nokias?
I would think so. I think it's probably popular in Europe. You know, it's local European brand. I would think it would be popular here. Definitely, I don't think I've never seen a Nokia here. Have you? Well, I guess the old ones, right? Yeah.
Please think on it.
Yeah, those Nokias were the shit. Now I don't. Yeah, so either Samsung or iPhones here. Maybe occasional Motorola here and there, but rarely.
People finding their old neglected Nokias like a decade after they stopped using them and still finding them with battery. It's kind of insane. I say allegedly because I got that information from Beaver 100.3 FM. Take that as you will. You know, they say Finland is apparently the happiest country in the world, and then they turn around and make the most angry, enraged, bitter, death metal music you've ever heard. I really don't understand. France, the land of cheese, baguettes, wine, the city of love, lasting just 6 weeks in World War II, and near constant worker strikes. If you watched my last video, you would know all about my amazing experience in the nation of France. I mean, just look at that beauty. Yeah, that's what a garbage worker strike in Paris looks like, baby. Basically, anytime the French are inconvenienced to the slightest amount at their place of employment, it goes a little something like this. Hey, Pierre. Listen, I know we just spent the last 3 weeks marching all angry down the Champs-Elysees with our flags and banners and then going home and not doing squat, but, you know, last time I checked, we are French. Oui. You know, I do kind of want to catch up on some Emily in Paris on Netflix, so maybe we should do it again? Oui. Now, around the world, we actually pretty much all revere the French for their culinary food skills. I mean, after all, some of the best pizzas I've ever eaten were not in Italy, but in France. But then they go out to their local swamp and then walk the snails and frog legs.
Oh, really? That was interesting about the pizza. I was about to ready to make a comment, but that's Italian. But I guess French do it better. Ooh. I think Italy would like a award on that.
Kind of makes me question everything else. Now, maybe it's like one of those don't knock it till you try it kind of things, because I've never had it. Something about sucking an old...
I guess kind of remember how we saw in Italy for the brunch food, what they call it? The croissants. They have a word for it. It's kind of like a croissant, but they call it differently. You don't remember the word? Brioche. Brioche. They call it brioche.
Oh, I was thinking something with a C.
No, I think they call it a brioche, but it's like a better version of a croissant. So I guess maybe they kind of have a little thing going.
Slimy snail out of its shell. Just not exactly appetizing, I don't know. But we cannot forget about the desserts, because if I lived in France, instantly shooting up to 300 pounds or whatever that is in European, I promise. Also, God forbid you try to count above the number 69 in French, because it's a mess. It goes a little something like this. You go 69 and then 70 is 60-10.
So you think food doesn't have calories in Europe? Is that what you think?
I think it's different.
How?
Because, like, okay, the way of life, just walking in general, you get more steps, so you could cancel that.
Where would you be walking?
To get the food.
What if you don't live in like downtown?
Where are we living then?
Well, you can live in like somewhere out in like in a...
The Gulfs?
No, in a small town or something.
You can still walk in a small town, no?
I mean, I've never been to a French small town. I don't exactly know
Yeah,
what they
me
look
either.
like, but I can think from a small town where I'm from. No, you still need to drive to the store. So, I mean, you could walk if you wanted to, but who wants to walk in a sad weather? Drive.
60-11,
Think France has sad
60-12. It's
weather?
not like that.
Well, better than Lithuania, for sure. But I still don't think it compares to this weather here in Miami.
For any other number. What are we doing? And then when you get to 80, it turns to 420. And then 421, 422. And then when you get to 90, it's 420, 10, 420, 11. 99 is 99, which is 420, 19. You could have just made it like 90.
No, 10 and
99. That would make so much more sense. Anyway, I only speak one language. I digress. France is a cool country, though. I'll be going back. Germany. Germany is arguably the most important country on the continent. They've sort of figured out how to conquer Europe without force this time, because that didn't really go so well the last two times. Instead, now they just use money. Germany is a major economic powerhouse, and they're kind of like the responsible big brother of all the other countries on the continent. Like, if you're Greece and you want to go out and buy that new Ferrari with a loan, the Germans will come and say, 9, and the Greeks will misinterpret that as buy 9 of them, and they will, and the entire continent economy will collapse. True story, kind of. The Germans are famous for their castles, cars, beer, schnitzel, pretzels. When I had a layover in the city of Frankfurt, Germany, I was actually blessed with the opportunity to try a real, authentic German pretzel at the airport, which sounded a little something like this when it hit the table. That puppy was hard as rocks. I can't really judge it, though. I mean, it was an airport pretzel. Like, probably paid like 12 euros for it, too. But you know what? If you think Nokias are hard, like, think again. That pretzel was atrocious. Greece. I like it when they light the cheese on fire and go, Opa! What? You're telling me that that's just like a made-up thing we do in America and nobody in Greece has ever said Opa, ever? Well, now I don't know what to talk about. I guess Greece was like the birthplace of fake democracy like thousands of years ago. I say fake democracy because we all know where real democracy come from, baby. I've actually been fortunate enough to visit It is hot. I mean, I probably burned off the caloric equivalent of about 7 gyros walking up to see the Acropolis. Did that pronunciation of gyro make you angry and uncomfortable?
Okay, but how many times are you gonna go see the Acropolis if you live
Every time I
there?
want to get a gyro, get a pass through the gyro shop.
Like, as a tourist, sure, yeah, you probably won't gain as much weight because, you know, you're walking a lot, traveling, you know, that's different. But if you live there, you're not walking to see fucking Acropolis every day, you know?
Good. Please leave a bunch of angry comments below. I love Greece, but I will say, it does kind of feel like they've fallen off a little bit. You know, like way back in the day when your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents had to walk uphill both ways to and from school in 3 feet of snow and fire each way. The Greeks really were kind of like the top dogs. You know, they dominated the Mediterranean in like every way. But nowadays, I don't know. They got some fire olives though, okay? No one can dispute that. Hungary. More like hungry. Am I right? Okay, I'm sorry. Budapest, Hungary is probably home to what is like one of the coolest buildings in the world. Like, god dang, who built that? Their prime minister also looks like the Monsters, Inc. villain mofo. He also manages to sound exactly like Gru from Despicable Me.
But we have a different future in mind. The globalists can all go to hell. I have come to Texas.
Hungary is also home to goulash. I mean, let's call it what it is. That's just some Betty Crocker classic cheeseburger macaroni hamburger helper. Like, you're not fooling anyone. And now the Hungarians hate me too. We'll add them to the list. Iceland.
Whoa.
Iceland is literally heaven, honestly. Except for the fact that the sun sets at 3:30 p.m. on the winter solstice. Oh, hell no. Other than that, it's just a chill little country where no one kills each other and everyone can enjoy their backyard hot springs in peace. For real though, what goes on over there? It's a little too peaceful, you know what I mean? They probably got like a crazy underground drug ring or something. I'm on to you, Icelandic cartel. I mean, you got a nice little facade, but I see past it. Ireland. Oh, Ireland. Actually, you know, that's probably someone's last name over there. Oh, Ireland. Anyway, are all the old Irish stereotypes of the potato-loving, red-haired, beer-inhaling leprechauns that follow the rainbows true? Yeah.
This guy is
Nature-made magnesium, made to care for your heart, bones.
Yeah, they are. Ireland is a land of castles, Guinness beer, and a rock that a bunch of people visit and
Have you
kiss
ever
for
had
great
Guinness
eloquence,
beer?
apparently. You know what? Maybe I need to take a trip over there, because it takes me like 3 frickin' times.
I don't really like dark beer. Well, I don't drink beer overall, but if I was to drink beer, I'd drink the light beer, not the dark beer.
To say every sentence in this
I would
video. I'm not
have-
even kidding. Ireland
The apple cider beer.
Apple cider beer, no such thing.
The one that tastes like apple.
That's apple cider.
Yes.
It's
that's
not
for-
beer.
For me.
Okay.
is also home to the revered Ryanair, which all of the Europeans clown on for being incredibly crappy, apparently. They probably charge extra, like, just for a seat in the first place. I don't know. Fun fact, or not fun fact, depending on how you look at it.
I think Ryanair is a European version of Spirit here.
Ireland's population
say
actually
less.
still hasn't recovered from the old Great Potato Famine like 200 years ago. You'll need some government subsidized like Viagra or something. Italy. Pasta, pizza. All right, now that that's out of the way. Italy is probably one of the best countries in the world to visit. Like from a tourist
Is it
perspective, I
scary
mean, there's
to
history.
ride on the Ryanair? Is it scary?
No. I mean, I don't know. It was fun when I flew.
You flown on it? How
Yeah, I
was
went
it?
to London on a Ryanair. It's a regular flight, I don't know.
What was the service like?
I don't remember. It was like 15 years ago, maybe more. I don't
Mm.
remember.
Oh, I remember. my
Nature,
experience.
food, entertaining angry locals. Like, what more could you possibly want? Seriously, though, have you ever seen an angry Italian? Like, it's actually kind of beautiful. Plus, you get to watch them drive around in their little cartoony cars and Vespas and their, like, way too tight streets. And they say the car brand Fiat stands for Fix It Again, Tony, because, as you probably know, Fiat's
Oh,
not the greatest cars ever made. The Italians are a very
Really?
self-aware people. And when it comes to food, I mean, they take that more seriously than,
Ooh,
like, having
pizza.
a government and whatnot. If you so much as even utter the word pineapple around an
I don't
Italian,
know
like,
anyone who
instant
hates
deportation,
pizza.
no questions asked. Italy has a very obvious divide.
That's true,
such
though.
thing.
Like, such a unifying food. Because there's a lot
Yeah.
of foods like, oh, I don't like it. But
yeah.
pizza, yeah, I've never
Yeah.
heard it. Because, like, pasta, I've seen people who don't like pasta. Myself, I'm not the biggest fan of pasta. Like, it's not I don't like it, but I'm not like, oh, I need to eat pasta. I don't, honestly, I don't remember last time I ate pasta. Probably, like, you made a Chinese or something when we had the spaghetti.
Mm.
But aside from that, but anyway, pizza,
Yeah. Like
Sure.
if there's a party, it's pizza, and everyone.
everyone likes pizza. Because you can customize it to your liking.
Mm-hmm.
So,
From north
Perfect
to
food.
south, with the northern Italians being significantly richer than the southern Italians. I also couldn't talk about Italy without mentioning the mafia. And because I like my life, that will conclude today's section regarding the mafia. Kosovo. You know what? I'm pretty sure I've already provoked a bunch of Europeans to leave a bunch of fun comments below. So now let's do Kosovo. Kosovo is a small Balkan country between
Ooh.
Albania and Serbia. And, you know, you could say Kosovo and Albania don't exactly get along too well with Serbia, you know, in the sandbox. They don't really like to share their toys. But I mean, if you look at the flag of Kosovo, like, come on, that's cute. They were able to fit their whole country on the flag. I feel like that's kind of sweet. Kosovo is also proportionally the most Muslim country entirely in Europe, so that's pretty cool. Latvia. Whenever I think of Latvia, and yeah, this is a little unfair, but I think of the SNL skit where Donald Trump is at the NATO summit and he gets stuck at the losers table with the president of Latvia.
Hi, my name is Eggless, but you can call me Egg. Would you like to try some of my pickled squid? Okay, so this one time in Latvia, we had a Wolverine schnapps and he went nuts.
Oh my god, I'm at the loser's table.
Like, poor Eggless, bro. What did he do? He got such a stray for no reason. Also, Latvia kind of looks like if Christmas and communism kind of had like a baby. It really does look like such a peaceful little place. I can't hate on Latvia.
Aw.
Liechtenstein. Now, someone in the comments, please explain why Liechtenstein is a thing. I really do want to know. In 2007, a group of Swiss soldiers accidentally invaded Liechtenstein when they got lost in some bad weather. I love how Google says Liechtenstein chose not to retaliate against Switzerland like they could retaliate in the first place. What would they even do? Send in the Air Force? I don't think so. Liechtenstein, by the
Wow.
way, is filthy freaking rich, and the entire country looks a little bit like a Minecraft world, which is kind of sweet, actually. Lithuania. The last of the 3 Baltic countries we have today is Lithuania. And just like the other 2, lots of old castles, towns, lakes, pretty colors. They also love basketball. Kind of random, but you know, they do their thing. Luxembourg. I bet you don't know about...
wow. We always get the short of the stick.
I was thinking it's gonna pass by fast.
There's nothing to
he
say,
went.
really.
He went
Wow.
on the other countries. I said, okay, I want to say Lithuania, and bloop. You guys have guys how many seconds?
I don't know. I didn't count, but at least show like
Very,
some
very,
food.
very
Like
little seconds.
show the purple soup or something. Damn. Ain't nobody else have a purple soup.
Anything that goes on in Luxembourg. And frankly, neither do I. What I
Wow.
can tell you about Luxembourg is that they're pretty flippin' rich and they speak 3 languages. We've got French, German, and Luxembourgish, which is a language you cannot convince me that real people actually communicate in. If Luxembourgish doesn't sound like a made-up language, I don't know what does. Actually, you know what? Technically, every language is made up, but you know what I mean. They also really like to confuse us because their flag is like the Dutch flag, just after being in the sun for a little while. Malta.
Yeah.
Malta is a little Mediterranean island nation, kind of between Italy and Tunisia. My family is actually part Maltese, which you would never know by looking at me and my pasty gringo-looking skin, but it is true. Malta is kind of like a blend of Italy and North Africa, a little bit. And the Maltese language, which I don't know a lick of, is apparently kind of like a little bit of a fusion of Italian, Arabic, and a little bit of English. Again, don't speak any of it to know, but this is what I've heard. I've actually been able to visit Malta on 2 separate occasions, both of which I got sick on. I don't think they accept me over there, guys. Something important to know about Malta is that its population in recent years has been absolutely exploding, largely due to immigration from other places. How are we going to have space on this little rock? For this many people? I don't know. That is their problem. Moldova. Moldova literally is just like a copy and paste of Romania, no exaggeration. They're both basically ethnically indistinguishable, and from what I know, their language is the same too. They're just different countries because, you know, Soviet Union. And Transnistria in eastern Moldova is a breakaway region. It's kind of known as like the last pocket of the Soviet Union. They've got their own money, flag, capital. Oh, yikes. Monaco. Monaco is the spoiled kid that has
That was
everything.
interesting. I didn't know that about Moldova. About the separate little part.
He's got all the yachts. He's got all the fancy cars, all the rich dudes. Because Monaco is, in fact, the richest country on the face of the earth. And if you were to ever visit it, it shows. It's like the little mini European croissant-eating Dubai. I mean, they keep the streets so clean, you probably could eat off of them if you wanted to, but you would never do that because you can just go home to your gold-plated table, you know? Why would you ever do that? Monaco is also famous for its big fancy casino and the Monaco Grand Prix, where the entire country basically becomes an F1 track. Montenegro. Man, what happens in Montenegro? I couldn't tell you a single thing. Make a joke about Montenegro. Why don't Montenegrins ever play hide and seek? Because good luck hiding when everyone already knows they're the best at it. What? The Netherlands. The biggest enemy of the Dutch is water. I mean, they've been at war with the Atlantic Ocean for like over 500 years at this point. About 20% of the Netherlands is actually made up of reclaimed land, which they got from building big old dikes. You could say the Netherlands is a very well-rounded place. You know, on the one hand, they really love their tulips and their windmills, and then you go into Amsterdam, and they love their pot and prostitutes. The Dutch also have the most bikeable country and the tallest human beings in the world. The Netherlands is basically like one big bike trail. I mean, no wonder they're not built like us marshmallow Michelin Man studs in America. North Macedonia. North Macedonia was country bullied into changing its name from Macedonia to North Macedonia by Greece, which has a region in it called Macedonia, which you guessed right is directly south of North Macedonia. If that's confusing, yeah, it is confusing. Let me check my notes here though. Don't get confused because North Macedonia is the country and the South Macedonia that is south of North Macedonia is not North Macedonia. It's just Macedonia and it's Greece. I hope that clears things up for you. The Greeks basically said to country Macedonia, hey, if you don't change your name to North Macedonia, there isn't a snowball's chance in hell that we're letting you join the European Union. And North Macedonia, being a little Balkan country willing to do anything to join the European Union, changed its name in 2019. Norway. I swear, in America, we love Norway more than our own country, it feels like. Whenever we have a problem in America, like, I don't know, hey, let's not shoot each other. We always look at Norway and say, they don't shoot each other, let's just copy them. And then somehow it never works over here. Like, I don't know what we do wrong. Norway is a pretty country, no doubt. You've got all the fjords and mountains. Norway is fantastic until you got the, 25% sales tax. That's horrendous. Norway is famous for being incredibly safe and also incredible.
I mean, it's horrendous, but it's already included in the price, so you don't really see it. You know, here it's added on top. So if something is $10, you're gonna pay $12.50. Like, what the fuck? There it's just, it's $12.50. So no, okay, it's expensive, but that's what you pay, you know, so you're aware of it. So, right, I get it, but there's no option to pay without sales tax. So it's just kind of, it is what it is.
Incredibly expensive at the same time, so you got to kind of like weigh the pros and cons. I don't know. It's a nice country overall. Poland. Polish people are badass, and they make some good donuts. Like, I don't know how Poland still exists as a country. They've been bum rushed from all sides like 30 times at this point, but they're still kicking. Poland is a cool mix of like old, depressing, gray, communist, Eastern European vibes, and whatever you want to call this. I don't know what label I'd use, but I mess with it. Poland is also famous for its pierogies, which I have yet to try, but I will say they look pretty solid. Put some sour cream on one of those puppies, and you know, big back mode activated. Portugal. I am 1000% going to European Brazil one day. Could you imagine sipping some nice Portuguese wine on the Lisbon coast with a nice breeze? Yeah, maybe if y'all binge watch some more of my videos. Portugal might be one of the most desirable places to live on earth, and that's why prices there are absolutely skyrocketing as people from other countries are like just flocking there. Same with Spain. They've been having a little bit of a rent problem. Romania. Romania is like the Florida of Europe. I mean, this really is just a goofy country. Home of Andrew Tate and a giant communist parliament building that is literally the heaviest building on earth. Drop your wallet in Bucharest. I mean, it's a Romanian
no.
TikTok page. They stole the damn Ukrainian flag. And that's just the TikTok. They stole the flag of Chad, too. Actually, the Romanians had it first. But for the sake of the video, they stole it, okay? It was grew from Despicable Me Romanian because, I mean, he literally stole the flipping moon. And then he had to have used it to build the Romanian roads because, god dang, those are some roads. All right, maybe I should chill out on Romania. I mean, there are plenty of cool places in Romania, like Hotel Transylvania. I would love to see that someday. Russia. Cue the stereotypical communist music editing me. Oh boy, where do I even begin? The glorious Soviet commie blocks, the endless expanses of nothingness, the universally beloved president, the world's largest nuclear blast capable of wiping out an entire metropolitan area in one go. I mean, what is not to love about Mother Russia? I have sadly accepted the fact that I will probably never go to Russia, you know? I'm not trying to be the next Brittany Griner, you know? The Russian language truly is something to behold. I mean, I can't imagine something scarier than an angry Russian. We all know Russia is huge, but I don't think we ever really do it justice. I mean, the country is damn near the size of the continent of South America. Russia is so big, we've got all of our old Soviet gulags in the Siberian wilderness with polar bears up here, and then we've got like Sochi palm trees down here in the same country. And what does one do with millions of square miles of empty Arctic tundra? How about build the world's largest nuclear arsenal, baby? Yes, sir. Russians are the type to vodka drunk ride a polar bear out in the wilderness while munching on some pelmeni. I really do want to explore Russia one day. It looks like a very cool place to visit, but will it ever happen? I don't know. I'm kind of doubtful, but a man can dream. San Marino. Yeah, do we know why this place exists? Look at this picture here. I mean, it's pretty. You know, you've got the castle and the hill. But this is San Marino. Like, pretty much the whole doggone country is in the photo you're looking at right now. Other than that, though, it's kind of just like a little Italy Junior. Serbia. Serbia is an old Orthodox Christian nation and the former center of Yugoslavia. Basically, what you need to know is this whole region over here, absolutely diplomatically cooked, all of it. Serbia is also known for the Yugo car, which is one of the finest pieces of communist engineering known to man. Serbians are a very proud, patriotic people that love their country, and when you get a Serb and an Albanian in the same room, I mean, all you can do is pray. Serbia is definitely another bucket list country. You know, they got a bunch of old cool churches that would be very nice to look at. Slovakia. Slovakia is like the Czech Republic's little brother. They speak darn near the same language. They're both Slavic and they love beer. What more could you need? They actually used to be the same country until they had a peaceful divorce in 1992. Slovenia. Slovenia is the miracle of the Balkans. It's actually richer than countries like Saudi Arabia, Japan, and this little island right here, which will go unnamed. Slovenia is known for its mountains, Melania Trump, and apparently having a lot of tractors. Also, just try saying the name of its capital. Good luck. Spain. Man, they've got it so made in Spain. I mean, their cities look like this, their beaches look like this, and they get to take naps in the middle of the day. The people there work to live rather than live to work, and I respect it. Spain is becoming a little bit of a British colony as all the old Brexit retirees like to flock down to the southern coast of Spain to just live there, bringing their pubs and sunburns with them. I say that like I've ever tanned in my life. For the record, I have not. Tourism has become so prominent in Spain that some of the locals feel that it's even a problem. In Barcelona, there's been instances of people shooting water guns at tourists in cafes. What that does for them is beyond.
That's crazy. That's real fucked up. Like, people just visiting, they're not.
It's like, how can you tell if they're visiting or what they're doing?
I usually can tell tourists.
You can tell tourists.
I think so. You kind of know where they're going though, like the tourist spots. Like.
Then why are you at the tourist spot if you're not?
Because you're about to shoot some tourists with the water gun, but it's still fucked up though.
On me, honestly, but doggone it, they're doing it. That'll get them to think twice before coming to old España. Spain is famous for paella, tapas, and the Sagrada Familia, which is actually over 140 years later still being built, but it's going to be finished pretty soon. Allegedly. Sweden. You know Sweden as the land of Vikings, Volvos, and IKEA. And that is exactly what it is. Oh wow, is that all we wrote for the script? Yeah, that's all I got. Oh, I guess also they like meatballs too. I also recently found out that foreigners, like in America.
Yeah, Volvo is Swedish.
I thought it was German.
No, Swedish.
Oh.
America can go and buy a Volvo in Sweden, get flown out to Sweden, test drive the car around the continent for like 2 weeks, and then get the car shipped back to America for free. That sounds like a little bit of an option. I don't know. Switzerland. It just makes me so mad. Switzerland's just such a perfect little country. Why are they so good at everything? They can ski. They've got like every bank ever. They don't kill each other. Even their flag is like a perfect square. Where does it stop? They've got the airport chocolate and that silly little old convention that stopped us from dropping anthrax on each other. The Swiss speak Italian, German, French, and Romansh, and probably English too, because, you know, of course they do. It's pretty impressive linguistically. Turkey. I already know some of you are going to hit me with the, but wait, Turkey isn't European. Listen. Have you seen what the Turks can do to comment sections? We aren't.
I mean, I'm not mad at including Turkey. I've always felt Turkey was part of Europe. But what is weird when we do these videos and we start seeing Kazakhstan?
You didn't include Kazakhstan.
Because it's not in Europe.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Turkey. I always consider Turkey to be part of Turkey to be part of Europe. Thus, the country in Europe. Yeah, but Kazakhstan, Armenia, Azerbaijan. When we start including those in Europe, no, they're not European countries.
aren't taking that chance here. The Turks might actually be the only people more patriotic than the Albanians, and it's all thanks to the hard work of people like Mehmet from Berlin, Germany, who spend the entirety of their free time spamming the Turkish flag in every nook and cranny of the internet while not running their Turkish doner kebab shops. You know, all power to them. I respect the hustle. When I visited Istanbul, first of all, I absolutely loved it, and second of all, like, I was amazed with the hustle. Like, they're very persistent over there in Turkey. You'll find a new carpet salesman every turn. Like this guy, I thought he was just trying to be nice to me, telling about his
that is true. The hustle don't stop in Turkey. They're hustlers.
girlfriend and asking me what I thought about Istanbul, but you know, turns out trying to sell me a carpet the whole time. He was a chill dude though, no complaints from me. If he's somehow watching this, I mean,
yeah, they're very nice. When they hustle you, they're nice. They're smart. They know what they're doing.
How you been, dude? Hopefully you sold some more carpets. Turkey's also known for its Turkish delights, which I had a great time with until I dropped an entire one on the ground in the middle of the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul. It was one of those moments where you just kind of stand there, paralyzed, just basking in the pain.
What do you do?
I wanted to eat that. Hey, so I'm editing.
Well, what do you mean?
You have to pay for it now. No?
Well, no, you already bought it. You walking and you drop the food you bought. So you would do the same thing. You just look at it. What just happened? Heartbroken.
Yeah.
Now, and I just realized I somehow forgot to record the entire Ukraine section, so let's just do that real quick. It's one of those places that I definitely want to visit one day, but I think I'll probably hold off for now, you know, maybe another day. I mean, just look at this badass statue in Kiev. Like, who put that there? That thing is sick. Actually, the Soviets put that there to answer that. Ukraine has been fighting for its independence for a really long time now. Back in 2014, Russia actually annexed the Crimean Peninsula, and obviously the current situation started in 2022. And I mean, if beet soup doesn't scream old Soviet babushka, then I don't know what does. They're called the breadbasket of Europe because they grow a lot of wheat and they just have, like, endless fields, and even the flag looks like a dang field. Yeah, that's Ukraine. The United Kingdom. I mean this in the nicest way possible, but Britain, as a country, kind of reminds me of, like, unseasoned boiled chicken breast. They be coming up with some of the craziest excuses for food, like we're still fighting the war or something. Like, we got spotted dick, jellied eel, stargazy pie, blood pudding, and they always be coming up with some crazy names for these abominations. Like, really? Toad in the hole? My brother...
Yes, the names for British foods are something else.
In Christ, you just baked a sausage into some dough. We don't need to be doing all that. This one's bubble and squeak. Good luck explaining that. And now that they dipped out of the EU, I mean, any chance of them importing some culinary lessons from, like, the French or the Italians, out the window, truly. But hey, at least they got one thing going for them, and that is that Britain is a place of culture, a place of art. Take a look, for example, at the old British Museum, a place full of ancient old relics from a time that, wait, hold on a second. Oh, it's just all the they stole from everyone. Oh, heck no. I bet the only thing British in that museum is the old chap that runs the ticket counter. You know, he's probably not even British either. Vatican City. Yeah, we're about to end it off on this dud. There really is not much that happens in this park-sized country. And yet it is still visited by, like, literally millions of people every year. It's kind of insane. I actually tried to record a YouTube video in this place once, and it was rudely interrupted by the Pope police, who tried to assert their minimal authority over me because, like, what else are they going to do? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a grossly oversimplified explanation of this place.
Yeah, we watched. I don't remember what that video was about, but we watched it. I that's how I remember him too, from that video.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.